What is up, Ludy Bros Army? It is your boys. The Ludy Bros are back, and we got a hot one to talk about today. We're going to be comparing two Hall of Fame talent, Hall of Fame, all-time great talents who are contemporaries, who battled, who went at it relentlessly on the court with each other. We're going to be comparing and debating on this because I think Lil Bro and I have differing viewpoints. We haven't talked about this yet. This is our first time sitting down to talk about it, so this is going to be a fresh, live. We're bringing it to you live. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, who had the better career. Hey, before we even get into this, we want you guys to comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you feel.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash it and destroy it.
He wants you to smash it. He wants you to destroy it. Hulk smash that thing. All right, but let's go ahead. Let's get into this now. Now, I'm going to come at this first, little bro. Big bro gets to eat first. I got Tim. I think Tim had the better career. I'm going to go with Tim Duncan. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Tim Duncan, that longevity. He's got the long span, the long career. The first thing he's coming into the NBA, he's a rookie of the year. He's talented, all-time great player already. You can see it in the makings there. And he comes in, he's gonna lead you to a title. Then at the end, when all is said and done, he's bookmarking this stuff, bookending it. He's coming in here. He's got a young little Kawhi Leonard, a guy that we've talked about relentlessly on this channel. He's got him under his wing. He still has his running mates, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. And he's getting another championship over LeBron James. That's my first argument. I think that's one of the best arguments for him. What do you think? Who do you have winning out this battle? Who had the better career, Kobe or Tim?
Well, I'm going to go with, Kobe Bryant, because Kobe is, another, 20-year, player in the league with one franchise. He's won 5 titles. He's been in like 16 all-star teams. He's well, I think LeBron's passed him out, but he's 4th in scoring. He's done a great many things for the league, and he's and you know what, Tim Duncan, I got to say, Tim, you've made a good case for Tim Duncan with the longevity, because Kobe Bryant has been in and out, for sections of his, career.
That's right.
And at the beginning of his career, he had Shaq by his side.
Mm-hmm.
So Kobe, when Shaq departed, was holding it down for the Lakers, and then toward the latter end of his career, he won a couple more titles. But just Kobe, was the second part of Michael Jordan. He was, Michael Jordan's clone, and a lot of people, not exactly. I see how your facial expressions. He's not exactly like Michael Jordan.
That's okay. We're debating this thing. That's okay. Go ahead. Say what you think. Say what you think, so I can jump in on you.
Oh my gosh. But Kobe Bryant is up there as one of the greatest to ever do it.
Okay. That's all good and well. Now you went ahead and you threw me an alley-oop. You went ahead and you brought in the big name, the big Shaq Diesel. Now Tim didn't play with anybody like Shaq. He didn't play with anybody, even Shaq's
Well,
what? You go say David Robinson?
David Robinson is not the same as Shaq. I understand that, but David Robinson is no scrub whatsoever.
Okay, hold up. Now I like this. Let's get it on. Now I wasn't saying that David Robinson's a scrub, but let's be real. Now I give David Robinson his props, but this is where it stops. I mean, come on. Shaq Diesel was the Batman with Kobe Bryant playing Robin. Tim Duncan was never nobody's Robin. And even if you want to say, oh, Kawhi, this and that at the end. Hey, I'm gonna tell it to you like this. Kawhi Leonard had a little bit of defensive chops that he used on LeBron James. Okay, that's fine. That's well documented. We've already discussed it here on Ludy Bros. A card's gonna pop up and take you to some videos regarding that. However, those Spurs teams are nothing without Tim, and that's all 5 championships. That's all 5 championships. Now you can say, well, Kobe Bryant, this and that. Look, this has always been my thing with Kobe Bryant and Shaq from that early 2000 era. If you take Shaq and you pair him with any athletic guard, there's going to be some success and arguably championships. Him and Penny Hardaway, they had success. They made it to the NBA Finals. Shaq won a title before Kobe did when he went and he teamed up with Dwayne Wade down in Miami. Those are knocks. Those are knocks against the Kobe Bryant having a better career than Tim Duncan argument. Those are knocks against that, in my opinion. So go ahead, little bro. I'll give the ball back to you. What do you think? Make another argument for your boy.
You know what? Okay. You know what? Towards right when the Spurs had a little bit dominance here and there in the early 2000s, the Lakers were still were rising. They still had to rebuild a bit around Kobe. Once they got Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher was there still. They started to come back into the fold. They beat the Spurs a lot of times in those playoff series, getting over the hump. Actually, and at the time, the Spurs Kobe had more titles than Tim Duncan at the time.
Okay.
Before he won. Hold up, I'm not finished yet. You can chime in a minute. I'm not finished yet. Just Kobe at the time was the face of the league. Tim Duncan would never have been the face of the league because he's in San Antonio.
Okay.
I mean, granted, like this, and everyone slept on the Spurs. No one ever mentioned the Spurs and title contention except for the ones who knew basketball. They always wanted to pick the stars that are in the limelight all the time. That's who Kobe was at the time. LeBron James was there, but he wasn't at his peak of his powers yet. Kobe Bryant was still dominating for most of the time. He was in control of the league. He was the face of the league at one point.
Okay. So Kobe Bryant. Okay, so there's a couple things that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in on right here because we debating here today, folks. You said that the Lakers needed to get Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum in order for Kobe to have the success of getting those second two championships. So basically, essentially what you're telling me is that Kobe couldn't do it as the man. He needed those bigs.
Well,
he was desperate for those bigs.
Yes, but Tim Duncan needed some help too to get over the top.
Right, but Tim Duncan and those teams stayed, arguably the same. When you have the big three of Ginobili and Parker with Tim Duncan as the clear number one option, he's not waiting for other bigs to develop around him or anything like that.
Well, that's true, but like I said, when Shaq left, like the Lakers were not that relevant. Plus, right? I mean, they had to wait. I mean,
right?
Oh, excuse me. They didn't have the weapons yet. They needed to get Andrew Bynum. Then they got traded for Pau Gasol, and then that's how their team was built. But listen, just because and you had to wait for Tony Parker a couple of years. The Spurs didn't win it every year. You got to remember that they won it.
Right, that's true.
Every other year.
That's true.
But it's not all. Tim Duncan is not all responsible for those titles now.
That's true, but the consistency of Tim Duncan being there in the playoffs every single year, and
Bryanson's always in the playoffs every year.
No, he wasn't. The year that after Shaq left, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs for 2 years. The Lakers didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
And then getting bounced in the first round by Phoenix Suns at one point with Kobe Bryant refusing.
Well, that's making the playoffs though.
Okay, I'm saying after that, then they were getting bounced by the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns were a tough team.
The Spurs never had trouble with them.
That's true, but see, the thing is and this is the thing, when you have a Greg Popovich as a coach, and you play defense like you do, Mike D'Antoni's teams don't play no Ds. They just focus on the offense. So you got kind of lucked out on there. Okay,
well you're giving me another thing. Popovich never had to leave the team because he was so tired of dealing with the egos and the attitudes in the locker room the way that Phil Jackson left the Lakers. Phil Jackson trying to manage those egos of Shaq and Kobe and everything that goes along with that circus of them having their battle to see who is the number one. He had to wash his hands of it and walk away from it for a little bit. Whereas that never happened. You never seen that happen with with Tim and with Popovich. There was always a clear pecking order. There was always a clear established power in the locker room and out on the court. So for me, I think personally that's another notch for Tim Duncan having the better, because we're talking about the better overall career here. I think that's another notch for Tim Duncan having the better career. Now, another thing you touched on was Tim Duncan would never be the face of the NBA. Now, I'll give you that. Kobe Bryant is a much better marketable talent than Tim Duncan ever would be based off his personality. And we were getting to see that. It's unfortunate with him passing, earlier this year. We didn't get to see all the things that Kobe Bryant was going to do with this second act of his life. Tim Duncan is just not that same type. He's not that same personality. He's not that same persona. But I feel that when it comes to, and like you said, for those of us who are students of the game, study the game, can look at it from different angles and dissect it in a different way from the, maybe the average fan might do, or somebody who's just watching based off of ESPN highlights. We're going to look at Tim Duncan and say, man, like, what he brings to the table, it's on a different level, even from someone as Kobe Bryant. I'm going to go ahead and go on the limb and say that. And I know that's not a popular viewpoint to take, but hey, when you're comparing the two guys' careers now, when all is said and done, I'll even go so far as to say this. I feel Tim Duncan played basketball the right way, whereas there was years where Kobe Bryant didn't. And Kobe Bryant could have had, arguably a longer career if he would have not sustained so much damage on his body by forcing tough shots, forcing, not trusting his teammates in certain ways. I think that he could have even had an even better career over the one that's, legendary for Kobe standards. He could have even had a better career as what you called him, the second coming of Jordan. So, I mean, that's for me, for me and my viewpoint on it. I do believe Tim had the better career. They're both Hall of Fame talents, though. In the end of the day, they're both Hall of Fame talents. I look forward to seeing that, when they're inducted and they get to go into the Hall of Fame. I'm looking forward to that. But I definitely do, for me, and then I'll give you the final say on it, little bro. I definitely feel that Tim had the better career overall. When you look from end to end, rookie season to final, I give it to Tim.
You know what? I'll give you some of those. I'll give you some of those. Because, Kobe Bryant still had to, develop, as soon as he entered the league, he was shooting air balls left and right. He could dunk, he could do all this. He still had to grow a bit as a player, but I still believe Kobe had a more memorable moments throughout his career than Tim Duncan did. All the game-winning shots, in the clutch moments, in regular season games, playoff games, just being recognized, universally around the world as, one of the best to do it. He's played on Team USA. He's won gold medals. I mean, that speaks volume to me.
Yeah.
As a player, just being like every aspect of basketball, he achieved a certain level of greatness. And like you said, it's a shame he was doing some really, really cool stuff, after he retired.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, it's just a shame that that got cut too short. But like you said, these guys are Hall of Fame caliber players. Tim Duncan had a great career. And that's all I can say on that.
Right. Well, hey guys, hit us up in the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think. Who had the better career? Was it Tim? Was it Kobe? Maybe there's some other factors that Lil Bro and I missed out on. Hit us up in the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think. We really like to sit and talk about these sort of things, debate over these sort of things. And especially with a topic like this, you could sit all day long in the barbershop and you could talk this one from morning till night. Who are you going to take, Tim or Kobe? All right, well, hey, thank you guys for tuning into this video. Don't forget to subscribe, have that notification bell turned on because we're going to be delivering some more content to you guys coming up in the next few days. And we'll see you next time.